So that's where we're at with the caliper painting and everything else with the car at the moment. It's freezing cold up there. It's started to snow, believe it or not. And yeah, my hands are absolutely frozen. But that's now sort of one side's back on. I'll have to put the other wheel back on eventually, but I can't, I'm not going to paint the other caliper to check the car up again and get that done at a later date. Still need to get the lights prepped. I still need to get the where I've twisted the wires together. I still need to get that. Still need to get that soldered, so they are soldered together, ready to go into a connector to then extend the wire and everything else. So get all the preparation, trying to get it all prepped, ready to just install. When the installations sort of comes to that part, it shouldn't be too bad. I can at least even just sight where the switch is going to go, put the switches in, everything like that. But I need to get the I think it's an 18mm hole saw, so I've got to reach out to some people for that, just to get the right bits. Because yes, I probably could go and buy all these stuff, but then I don't know. It's like, yes, to buy it's fine. I've just had to sell loads of stuff to get out of hot water. So you know what I mean. It's kind of like, do I buy it, and is it going to be worth my while, and am I going to get the use out of it to be able to say, yeah? If I ended up working in a garage, probably yes. If not, then obviously I'm going to buy it. It's going to sit around for ages until it's there for a job. Now, I don't want to have to keep buying and selling, buying and selling, buying and selling, buying and selling stuff. It's difficult, it's awkward, it's a hassle. But however, on the premise that might sort of have to be how it is for a while, then fair dues. But I don't really want to get into that habit. It's counterproductive as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, I feel like that's one thing off the list to be done. It's getting there. It's slowly but surely getting there. Hopefully, if I service the car right, then I shouldn't keep breaking down. I don't know how long it takes for a water pump to go bad, but that has been, car's like 4 years old. It's 2019, so it's like 4 years old. It'd be 5 years this year. So I don't know. Is that good? Is it good? It failed. It failed around Christmas time. I don't know. Is that good? I don't know. In regards to the lifespan of these things, I think obviously the gasket's gone on the water pump, which I need to take that off, replace it, and then do everything up really nice and tight. Then obviously with a new thermostat and everything else, which my mechanic friend said, that should be that could be, it's most likely to the cause of what built up the pressure in order for that cause of a leak. But he said it was leaking out of a pipe. I trimmed the pipe, I put a new clip on it. I put a Jubilee clip on it. Put it back on. It was peeing it, it was still peeing out, and I was like, oh. Maybe I haven't put the pipe on tight, and I was tying it up and everything else like that, which then it was still leaking, and I was not convinced that it was the pipe, the water pipe goes, or the heater pipe or whatever it is, it goes into the water pump. I was not convinced that was the case. I felt more it's the bottom of the pipe was wet, not because it was peeing out of the pipe, but because it was squirting out of the pump itself, between the pump and the engine block. I just felt like that's where it was going, and then yeah. So hopefully all those parts will go on. It will last and last and last and last and last and last. And I don't feel like hopefully I don't feel like I'm just wasting my time on it to get that done. I don't know if everything that's all going to solve the issue or not. But the worrying thing was just the gasket. It could be the gasket's gone, head gasket. And I was like, I'm not convinced that it is the head gasket. I don't think in my gut that it is the head gasket. I think the head gasket's fine. But I'm just praying to God, like, please God, don't let it be the head gasket. That's an expensive job that I can't afford. At that point, I might as well just say, blow it, save up the money, and then just put a new engine in it. Why not? So, make it something else, make it rapid, make it a daily drive that's rapid, like that. It looks like a Corsa. Some people go, oh yeah, it's just a Corsa, and then just be like, yeah, it's got a little bit more under here than you think. Maybe, but let's, I hope it's. I'm not going to talk anything up because that's a massive project that I'm not in a position to do right now. But yeah, also on the discussion of these things. So I'm also talking about my mechanic friend here. So he advocated for Japanese cars. This is why they go. You're spending. I'm putting the cart before the horse on this car. May be true, but it's not like I'm trying to turn it into a supercar. I just want it to handle a bit better. I want a little bit more power out of it. I want it to be a bit more responsive on the power. I'm not looking for like 200 miles an hour or anything like that. That's unrealistic. But if the car's top speed is 140 miles an hour, at least be able to get to 140 miles an hour quite nicely without it blowing up. Also, let's say it never ever was able to reach its top end speed, which I think it quite has. It's just gone to 120. So I think within that, it's the getting there. It's the working between the gear changes and the speed. I want that responsiveness. I want to know that when I put the foot down, it's not laggy. It's not like. Bleh. I don't want it to sort of like just take forever to get to where I want it to go. I want to get there quite quickly and sort of move with the daily flow of life. Slower cars. I've been stuck behind them, and I think, what are you doing? Just hurry up, just be ready. I think one of my daily kind of annoyances is within a car going anywhere is like sitting at a traffic light, and I think like it takes like 10 million years to go around the corner. I think why, just get in there, get around there. Obviously, that's on normal conditions, normal dry conditions, or even just like slightly wet conditions or whatever. You should still be able to move fairly quickly. In adverse conditions, when it's absolutely peeing down, icy, snow, or whatever, then obviously I drive like a complete granny. But that's no more than anyone else should. Just take it easy. Not stupid in that respect, but yeah, there is many things which I think at some point I'll get a GoPro camera and I'll be able to do some like kind of POV stuff and everything like that. So that hopefully give a bit more of an interesting kind of drive. Hopefully it'll give you a bit more of a idea of how the car runs and how it drives already. But don't get me wrong, it's a nice little car. It's a nice little car. It's a 1.4 engine. It's not huge, but yet it still gives at this point. It gives me what I want at this point, but I want to take it a bit further. I want to take it. I want to just tighten everything up on it. So as soon as I'm sort of back to work, as soon as I've got more money rolling in again and kind of back to normality in a better financial place, I think what I'm going to do is focus on the engine, get the go back to Kent, back to Newman Cams in Kent. This is about a couple of hours drive. It's like 2.5 hours drive. Go there, pick them up, pay for them, come back, get the next block of money in, ready for the tuning. I want to be ready to just get the car tuned quite soon after I drop the cams in, because number one, if I drop the new cams in, the fast road cams into this engine, should give me more power, should give me more power anyway. And if I can do that and then get it mapped with the new cams in it virtually straight away, if there's any issues, hopefully the map will take care of any of those issues. That's what I'm hoping anyway. And if it doesn't work, I can put the other cams back in, get it retuned, like from where it is. Then that's kind of like like I said to the guy, like I said to Newman Cams, I said, listen, just do the work on them. They'll either work or they won't. Either way, I've still got the original parts. It's not going to be the end of the world. It's like, to swap the cams out, it's a couple of hours work. Take the cover off, take the spark plugs out, all that kind of stuff. Prep it all like that, get it all in position, lock off the camshaft, the crankshaft, sorry, not the camshaft, lock off the crankshaft, make sure everything else is all lined, make sure the lights timed and everything else is locked in place. Undo the 2 bolts that hold the cams into the sprockets, take the cams out, put the new cams in, redo the bolts up, make sure that's all like in the right place and everything else like that. Torque them up to spec and put all the brackets and everything else back on that hold the cam brackets and everything on. There is a proper name for them, can't remember it. But hey ho, you'll know what I mean. Then within that, I am then going to run the car, see what it runs like, and hopefully it runs all right. I am also going to service the car at that point as well. So obviously, like, there's going to be new oil, everything else. It's going to come in. The oil is kind of near the end of its life. I think it's due for service March. So I've got a couple of months to worry about all that. So yeah, that's where that's going to be at. All the other belts, everything else on that look fine on the car. I think what I am going to do as well is find online. I'm going to find a blue silicone kit to do all the radiator hoses, everything else like that. As they're supposed to be better, last longer. They do look nicer as well. And then and that kind of does that part of it. That kind of does that part, finishes that kind of project off, and I shouldn't have to do anything else to the engine shouldn't have to do anything else to the engine. Hopefully, touch wood. But it's like, as long as it's serviced, it's maintained, tires are maintained, exhaust is cleaned up and everything else. Fresh oil in every year, so it gets a yearly service from me, gets MOT'd, all of that kind of stuff. Yeah, as long as that's done, it shouldn't be any reason why anything should go wrong. Obviously, I'm looking forward to the body kit, getting all that on as well. Big expense on that kit, but it will look nice. It will tie in. 890 pounds for the two headlights. I really want them. I just really, really want them. So I just hope that this year proves to be prosperous enough for me to be able to achieve what I want to achieve. Also, the wing mirror caps. I found actually you can get, like, you can buy them straight off the market for not very much money. Actually, the carbon. So I'm going to go with that because they're black already. They're a little bit a little bit scuffed and all that kind of stuff. But I'm going to replace them with a carbon look, and that will tie that in with the carbon bonnet vents, and it'll be the carbon front lip, and the rear diffuser and the spoiler. That will pull that in nicely. Yeah. Now I don't know if I mean yeah. Do I do the side skirts blue? Do I match them in with the car, or do I do them as carbon? Probably do them as carbon, to be honest. It breaks it up nicely. Yeah, the car's blue and black already, so I'll probably do that, and that'll break it up. I think it'll look alright. In my head, it looks alright. Yeah, I'm sure. It'll be good. Right. That's it from me for now. And hopefully I can get this project moving on. The next thing I'm going to do is I'll probably do a little video about the water pump, about the work I'm doing on that, and then get that kind of like done and put back together, test it all out. I've got to drain the system as well, so anybody who's got any ideas of like how I drain on the Corsair, because I need to drain the coolant out of it, because I've had to constantly top it up with water. Obviously I don't want to just have water in it. Most of that's probably leaked out by now anyway, to be honest with you. But whatever's left in the system, I want to drain that out. And also then I want to, so when I refill it, it's like pure coolant. It's got the right stuff in there. As I said, take it out from the radiator. Is that the best way of doing it? Just take the bottom hose off and let it drain off from the bottom of the radiator? Is that right? I don't know. I guess I'll find out. Bit of research to be done on that, and then I can crack on. Okay, yeah, that's it from me for now. Hope anybody who watches these videos enjoys them, and you know, it'd be good to have one subscriber to my channel. Yeah, that'd be good enough. If I can get one, that'd be perfect. And then if it builds up momentum, great. I will get better content. I will be able to do this properly, and spend the time on it, and get the videos edited, get them stitched together, get them cut in properly, so you get like one part of it all done. But you know, I've never had to do this before. I've never tried doing this before. You know, and I don't know if what I do is good or bad or any of that. But you know, I try and keep it clean. Try and keep it like on point, and hopefully I can show you my kind of journey, and hopefully from where I'm starting now to where I hope to be in like a few years' time. Hopefully that, you know, hopefully I can get there, and the journey along the way for anybody who would sort of think like, oh, it's too big a journey for me, it's too much for me, I would never be able to achieve it, never be able to do it. Well, you know, hopefully I can show you that if you're prepared to put the effort in and prepared to put the work in, yes, it is worth it, and you can do it. for me, I'm a Christian and I pray. I believe in God and I believe that He's for me and He's for my good. And I just like, commit my time to prayer about what I do, and hopefully some of that goodness comes out in what I do, and hopefully what I share can inspire and help other people kind of get along as well. Um, that's for me. For Christianity, for me, my belief in God. That's for me. That's not trying to put it on anybody and say anything about that, but you know, that's keeping me going. That's what I see is that's keeping me in a good step to carry on going with this and to see where it comes out. I believe it will come out well. I believe it'll end well. It will work out well, and I can look back and think all the mistakes that I've made in life, and I've made a lot of mistakes. I've taken a lot of wrong turns, but to be able to look back and go, do you know what? It wasn't all a waste of time. It was worth it. And yeah, it might take a bit of time to get where I want to get to, but I can look back and I say, yeah, definitely. If it helps people, if other people are finding themselves in a stuck position, at that point they can be brought into a place where they can focus their minds. It gives you focus as something to do, and it's rewarding. And that kind of reward builds your self confidence up, and it hopefully helps you in your character to be able to put that same kind of effort into. If you didn't want to just work on cars, the character of do whatever you want to do and put it in fully, and committing yourself to that fully, whether it could be music, it could be art, it could be clothing design, anything, but you do it well. And I think, yeah, that will please my heart to know that I can help some people out and give them a space to at least start on their own journey, and just, yeah, have some good things in life. The world is so rigged to write people off so quickly, and people do some really bad stuff. I've done some really bad stuff in life, and the world has been quick to write me off. But for the last few years of just rebuilding and getting back to an even keel, and kind of like on solid ground, I think that's proved to me that what I'm doing, regardless of the car, or even when am working, and I work for the agency, so I'm kind of in and out. Hopefully middle of this month back to work. But I'm looking for the next thing. I want to be qualified as a mechanic, to give myself some bit more credibility. But there's also where that would lead me, because there's stuff that I love to do, like the body work, even reupholstering, the wiring harnesses, the looms, and all that. To do that properly, it's where you've got to start. So I'd love to be able to just go back to get some training done, and train up properly and get some qualifications that will give me the kind of step up to be able to enter into the environment. Now, it's not like the first time I've been in a garage environment or mechanical environment. It's just, as a mainstream job, I never really had the qualifications to do it, or had anyone kind of say, yeah, come and work for us, we'll give you that kind of experience. No one's really ever given me anything. It's always I've had to work for it, and I think that's where the best value is when you've had to work for something. It's not been handed to you on a plate. You've had to go through a learning process. Most of my learning process started later on in life. I was rubbish at school. I didn't have kind of like the best kind of experience there. I'm not going into that, but it's later on when you enter into more of an adult environment, where you do things that you're there to learn, and you're there to get those certifications and everything else like that, and the environment's different. people are different, they're more mature. That way, then I was able to sit down and able to really kind of focus on learning. So, yeah, hopefully, like, some of that's going to be paying off into like helping other people on their journey. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to be able to set up, is to give people a place where I can do that for them, and also as well be helping people out. I think it's good to give back. You know, real Tarish and Matt Armstrong and things like that are great for inspiration, because you can then, you know, they give back. They do. They do the projects, and then those projects become somebody's dream, like, realized. And I think that there's a bonus in that. And that's where I think I would love to be able to do and to give back. So hopefully in the journeys that you're going to see, that, you know, I can share that with you, and we can celebrate that together. And yeah, what I'm doing on the driveway, snow, cold, it's horrible, but, you know, hopefully everything becomes a little bit more settled, and I can find myself in the right environment I want to be in to do what I want to do. I don't believe you should. So I do believe sometimes you have to do things you don't want to do in order to get to do the things that you do want to do. I.e., you know, doing a job you don't particularly want to do or enjoy doing it, but it's paying you, and it's, you know, it gives you some kind of foundation for you to then go and do more of what you want to do. So, you know, working in construction, I've kind of had to invest in kind of certain tickets and everything else like that to get more money. But it's not what I want to do. Some people love that. It's just what they do, and well done for getting up and doing that work, because it's hard graft. It's very hard graft. I, you know, applaud anyone that's still doing it at 50 or 60, you know, and there are people still doing that. But, you know, it's not what I want to do. It's what I'm willing to do, to get to what I want to do. But I do believe as well that sometimes you can do what you want to do in order to do what you have to do, like, if that makes sense. So you can enjoy what you have to do. You know, everybody needs to go to work. Everybody should go to work, and should have something that they really feel like is worthy of their time. And I believe as well that in all of that said, you know, for me to be able to kind of work with cars and do this while I'm enjoying it, but do it a bit more on a kind of bigger level and more on a mainstream level, and get paid like good money for it as well. I'm doing what I want to do, which is also what I have to do, which is giving me the living that I want. And yeah, you know, I don't want to just, you know, work for someone and then just flake it, and then like in about like 6 months, 8 months, whatever, we're in a difficult situation and we've got to let you go and all that. I want to be able to work for somewhere for a good substantial amount of time, still make some videos and still make some of these YouTube videos and stuff, but like that as a spearhead to hopefully build up enough kind of a reputation to be able to then go the next step, with support from my employers and things like that, to be able to go to the next step, and do it well. But yeah, this is where like my hopes for this year is the start of that journey. I've had a good few 6 years getting myself back together. So I'm 6 years clean and sober this year, and you know, some people say, well, anything can change. However, That being true, I have no intentions on kind of going backwards with that. So, my intentions are good to keep going, and that's worth celebrating in itself. But it's like that's an achievement. Now it's like, okay, so I've had 6 years of that. Now it's time to go for kind of like the next thing of what do you want to do? What is your trade? What trade you want to do? Kind of looked at all kind of other things, and it can get really difficult, really like difficult very quickly. And it's like, right, okay, well, this is what I want to do. Let's see if I can get this done properly. And like start getting some of those accreditations, then at least people will take me a little bit more seriously. But also, what I've done is good work. Also know there's places I need to go to, like where my limitations are. There's some things like alignments and stuff like that. Need specialist equipment. Got to take it to a certain place to get it done. Can't just take it down the road because the car's lowered. So as it's lowered, they have to do different. There's different equipment for that. Bolts onto the side of the wheel, not sits on the top, and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, it's. All that kind of stuff that's being learned, but I know those places to go, and at least then everything else that I can do, I will do. Everything else that I know is within my limitations to do, I will do it. Not an issue with that. And then it's just about saying, okay, yeah, that's it. Start the task. Might be a big task, but start it. And if you do things in the right order, and if you do things in the right way, it's less arduous. You just got to research, spend a lot of time researching, maybe watching some YouTube videos on how to do specific things, and even if you have to watch them like several times to bed that into your mind of understanding that is the process, and having maybe watching YouTube, going into the car, going around the car, having a look, finding where everything is, just confirming that those are the bits it is, that what you're watching does rely to your model and your year and make, because that all changes, all makes the cars kind of change how things are over the years. But just line everything up and then go ahead and then do the work. It's fun. It's actually quite a lot of fun. And with that, I have really enjoyed what I've started. People say, "Oh, it could be a waste of time." It's a pointless waste of time. The car's like, it was a 75 horsepower. You're never going to get the gains out of that and all the rest of it. But even if I get slight gain, even if I got 120 out of it, right, 120 out of 75 is better than a 75. I'm sorry, it just is. It just is. You're never gonna kind of, like argue with that point. I can't afford, my bank balance and everything else does not afford things that are like paying 10, 15 grand on a car outright. I've had to get this car on finance. I've got 3 years, just over 3 years left, finance to pay. September, 3 years exactly September, right? Had 5 year plan, done a year, bit touch and go these couple of months, but yeah, carrying that on. And also, having to worry about tax and everything else like that on the car when money's tight and all that. But it's like, for 3 years. Well, I've got 3 years, 3 years 6 months. So yeah, 3 years 6 months. So halfway there already. And then it'll be 3 years, and before you know it, like it's 2 years and 9 months, 2 years and 8 months, 2 years 7 months, 2 years 6. And it's slowly ticking down. If somehow I had like a major change in my financial circumstances, then I'd pay it off. Whatever's outstanding. Probably save myself a bit of money off the interest and everything else like that. But it's fine. It'll be, if that doesn't happen and I have to pay it month by month by month for the next 3 and a bit years, so be it. Let's I'll keep it going. I'm not gonna stop doing what I'm doing because I've got that. I'm not worried about them repossessing a vehicle or things coming to that point. There's always something that you can do to help yourself out. And I think that sooner the work will pick up and everything else. I slightly annoyed that I've had to be a bit more reliant on the car at the moment, and the fact that I can't use it because it's broken. I mean, it does run, but it's not good to run it in its condition. So it's just got to sit there until I fix it, and then I can kind of get out and about a bit more. But and then I can kind of reach out and say, yeah, I need to do a bit of work here, there, and I can kind of get to you, and I've got something to put tools in and do it and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, so all that being said, I hope you'll enjoy this journey. I hope you will enjoy this journey with me and enjoy sharing this journey with me, and seeing the kind of good stuff that can come out of it. Also, I'm looking forward to the connections that I can make and build up with other businesses, and just say, yeah, okay, great. I'd love to be able to promote people and their businesses, especially those that really go out of their way for you, really know what you want, and are quick to make resolutions on any mistakes. So if there is mistakes that's made, it's quick to be resolved. I really value that, because if I make a mistake or something, I want to resolve that quickly, and make that right. Yeah, and I value that. So I'm looking forward to that as well, especially those that have provided. So things that I really want to promote is Pro Bite that supply the discs and the pads, Pro Sport that supplied the coilovers, the coilover kit. Also, for I think it's Max Design, that have done that I'm getting a body kit through, which yeah, it's well, Mad Motors. So Mad Motors is the site where I'm getting the body kit for, but they are like they're like a stockist, you know what I mean? They're not like mainstream, so they'll go to other designers, and then they'll basically get all the stuff for you. They're like the broker. They're like the middleman for you to go and get all the bits and pieces for. That do things for all different other kind of cars, not just Corsas and stuff like that. They do all other brands, and obviously with other brands, there's other kits and everything else that you can get. But yeah, I kind of feel like they've been quite good on price and everything else. £600 for the body kit. You're talking, these things it's not cheap. It's £100 for the front lip. It's another £100 for the side skirts, the diffuser, the spoiler cap. Even the eyelids. Yes, the eyelids are coming. Whether they will work with the new lights that I'm intending on buying, I don't know, but hopefully they will. I'm not going to fit them straight away. I won't fit the eyelids straight away. I'll leave them off. I have them, but I'll leave them off. But then, is that a good price? I don't know. I just worked out that actually I think is about normal price. I think the prices are normal for these parts, but then obviously the shipping. Now, something I was confused about on the site is like, if you order over a certain amount, then your shipping comes to a certain amount, but then I'm still paying over what they have said. Now, I don't know if that's because the kits aren't complete, and what would constitute as a complete kit, or if that is a mistake on their part, that I need to raise with them. But when it comes to that point, I will have those conversations, and I'll get back on what I actually paid for it. yeah, and then we'll see what happens. But hopefully this year will be a good year. I'm thinking it'll be a good year. I've got hopes that it's going to be a good year, and hopefully I can get most of what I want finished this year, and then that kind of then I can enjoy it. And then if there is anybody else that I can kind of like inspire to drum up another project, I'm happy to work on another project and bring that back to life. Yeah. So, and as it sort of things progress, sort of better cars, but don't discount the hot hatches. Don't discount like the Golfs and the Audis and stuff like that. A lot of people want to work on the Beamers and they want to work on Lamborghinis and Ferraris and everything else like that, which will be fantastic. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that wouldn't be fantastic to do that, but on the other hand as well, most people in reality can't afford those kind of cars. Even crash damaged ones and everything else, they can't afford to lay out that kind of money for them. I know I couldn't, but yeah, you can get some of these kind of like smaller, more common cars that are within an affordable range, that you can get. And you're talking like you're spending probably like 4 grand, 5 grand, and then you probably put maybe 2-3 grand on top of them, and then you can kind of like flip that, and then you're making a profit on it. And then you can kind of build up in that way, and then I mean, you then work up. You can then work up to the more expensive cars. But I do like kind of working on these smaller cars. I do love a Golf R. I think that's they are rapid little hot hatches. They are. I but then 40 odd grand. I was like, oh. I love one, but yeah, I haven't got that money. But yeah, that's maybe another that's maybe another car in the future that I'm gonna have. We'll see. All right, I'll end it there.